What is up, everyone on Facebook? How are you all doing? I am delighted to be here after Burning Man. You guys, Burning Man is everything that people make it out to be. I was there for over a week, and there was a national emergency of sorts about the rain. It was such a survival experience that I wouldn't change it for a thing. It taught me so much. And I feel like I have so many new awarenesses about life that I get to bring into this world, like back into the default world. And I am just so freaking excited to share all of it with you. But today, let me share this live stream to my group. I haven't live streamed here in my timeline for a while, so I'm excited. And what we're going to be talking about is the art of selling to lurkers. What are the coaching mistakes? What are the mistakes that coaches make that repel lurkers? And you guys, we have so much to talk about. So I'm going to post it in my group, and then I'm going to go live here on Instagram. So welcome everyone from Instagram. I am so excited to have you all here. We have a lot to talk about today because we're going to talk about the art of turning lurkers into clients. And let me tell you, I have had several clients recently and in the past, so many, who feel like there are lurkers lurking. And they're like, but why aren't they coming? What is happening? And so they turned it around. Like one of my clients this week, she was like really, like she had not the number of signups she wanted for her 5-day challenge. And we shifted some things. And now she's got all these people signed up. And people are like even already messaging her about her program, like really actually wanting to go to the paid offers that she has, not just the free stuff. So I want to teach you what are the things that you can do, even if you have a small audience, that are going to help you really elevate the number of people that sign up for your programs, the number of people that actually say yes to what you're offering. So before we begin, I'm curious, what kind of coach are you? I'm super curious to hear if you guys are in the business coaching world or if you are in the spiritual world. What kind of coach are you in where in the world are you too? But I'm more interested in understanding a little bit more about who are you coaching? What is your niche? Because that is going to help me give you examples as we go around how you can speak to your lurkers. Okay, so I think the most important thing that we need to start with is that people get so stuck with engagement. People get so stuck with, I really need to have high engagement in order to feel like I'm going to convert clients. And it's just so not true because in my experience, the people that engage with my content are not actually the people that buy. They just don't. My people and most buyers are way too sophisticated to be engaging with all your content and commenting and liking and then buying. Like a lot of people who actually engage don't buy. And so lurkers are sophisticated buyers, are people who are watching you, people who are taking notes, people who are listening in the background. And the thing is that you don't see them. You don't know if they're there. And the problem with that is that you go in a spiral of, oh my God, no one's watching. Oh my God, why am I even doing this? Oh my God, there's only these many people commenting. Oh my God, there's only these many people in the live stream. Oh my God. And then it takes you out of the game. It takes you out of the game because now you're on this codependent relationship where you either get validation with likes and comments or you don't. And depending on that, it gives you motivation or it removes motivation to continue creating what you need to create and to continue to speak the message that is clear to your audience. And so really, if there's one thing that I want you to take from this live stream, even though we're about to dive into a lot of content that is going to be so valuable, I just want you to remember, people don't want to admit publicly that they have a problem. They just don't. So if you're trying to get people to engage with your content and you're speaking to a problem that they have, it's very unlikely that they're going to be like, yes, that's me. I totally struggle with that. Like, it's very unlikely that they're going to do that. So there are ways that you can create engagement in your content, and that's not a bad conversation to have. The thing that I want you to keep remembering is that sophisticated buyers don't buy, and they're not going to be raising their hands publicly saying I have a problem. Okay, so you need to focus, or I want to invite you to focus on the people that are reading, are watching, that you don't need to see them to believe that they're there, because those are the people that are going to show up to your calls, and you'll be like, wait, I've never even seen your face anywhere on a like or a comment, right? Hi, Marinda, how are you? Hi, Kate, love seeing you here. All right, so let's get started. I have so many notes. I hope you guys have workbooks, so you're gonna watch the replay, because literally this live stream is like a full masterclass in like just all like so much good stuff. And I want you guys to ask me questions about lurkers, like what have you experienced, any questions that you have for me, and I'm happy to coach you. Okay, so the first mistake that people make is, coaches make, is they think that they have the belief that no one is watching. Give me a 1 in the comments if you have that thought. No one's watching. When you get low engagement, you're like, no one's watching. My work, it's not actually that important. People aren't listening. I need to grow my audience. I have, like, you just collapse, right? You go into a little spiral, because you think if they're not watching, they're not gonna buy, right? And so if you think that thought, how do you feel? If you think the thought of people are not watching, can you tell me in the comments, how do you feel? What's the feeling that brings up for you? What do you think? How does it feel to think no one is watching? Wait, hold on, I can't see the comments. So many comments are coming through on Facebook. Yes, okay, so Miranda says not collapsing nowadays, but for sure I've had that thought. I felt deflated. Right, okay. So the feeling of lack, right? You feel lack because you don't feel like there's abundance. There's an abundance of people watching, right? Inga says feels like I'm not good enough. Exactly. But I'm not good enough is actually a thought. So how do you feel when you think I'm not good enough? I want you to go into the feeling, right? Because feelings are so much more powerful than our thoughts. They create such a more magnetic vibrational field that's what we really want to get into. Really understanding how is this vibration in my body creating more of what I don't want, right? Not to say that we don't feel our feelings. We want to feel our feelings, but we need to identify them and process them. And so when you feel lack, you get to be in the presence of that. But notice what happens when we also feel lack. So when you feel lack, your action is probably what? Or when you feel not gonna, you freeze and do nothing. Inga, that's exactly what your action is. You freeze and do nothing. That's your action. And then what's the result of that? That you don't get clients. Right? Because you're frozen, all because your thought is, no one's watching, right? So this is the number one mistake that I help my clients with inside of the MAGNETIZE and MONETIZE Mastermind, which, by the way, this is the last week to apply. And you guys, everything that we're going to talk about today is everything that I help my clients completely revolutionize so that they never have to worry about lurkers, like, they just know how to turn lurkers into clients. Like, they become masters at it, and it doesn't affect them because of the things that I'm going to teach you here and what I do inside of the MAGNETIZE and MONETIZE Mastermind, which is a 3-month experience where I help you elevate your message so that you can attract more premium clients. We don't just work on your message. We work on every part of your internal operating system that has, let's say, circuits that are like in your brain that are making you believe things that are not true about clients being out there, how to speak to them, you being worthy of receiving large quantities of money, you being available to receive loads of clients and hold space for them, because it's not just make money, it's actually hold space for your clients. And something that you will get out of the mastermind is how to become an excellent premium coach, because you will see me coaching in a way that is going to elevate the ability that you coach. So you're not only going to get the best marketing training, the last marketing mastermind you'll ever need, but you're also going to come out on the other side being a premium coach, which is what is required for you to have a premium coaching business. But I digress. So the result that you get is people just from one thought. Your result is you don't get clients, right? And it is really interesting because I have clients who, one of my clients, Kate, she came to me, she was selling sessions for $200 thinking, listen, I don't have the audience, Juliana. I don't have the audience to sell more than $200 sessions. And she sells to artists and singers that don't have the money. And she did last year $300,000, and she was like cashing in 80K launches. We raised her price to 10K, then she raised it to 16K on her own. And the interesting thing is that if you look at her page, if you look at her social media, her engagement is not, it's not like out of this world. Like she gets many posts with one like, two likes, like one comment, two comments, like whatever. But because she understands that that means nothing, then that is the power that you get, because you're not actually having a transactional mentality, like a quid pro quo mentality, right? You are not trying to say, hey, if you engage, then I will feel excited to keep on creating. Hey, if you engage, then that gives me confidence for me to go and sell with more confidence, like with more conviction. If people resonate with this, then I will feel better about myself, and then I will have more power to go and like feel better about my business. That mentality is transactional. And that is gonna keep you so stuck, because guess what? There will be shit that's not gonna pop. There will be posts. There will be launches that won't pop. There will be live streams that won't pop. And so what? What are you gonna make it mean? That is your job. Like, we have to decide what we wanna make the engagement mean. And let me tell you what I like to make it mean. No matter how many people are in a live stream, how many people comment on my post, I have just decided that I think people love reading and watching my content. They're just obsessed with it. They love it. They love it reading it on their own, when they're walking. I don't even know when, but they do, and they absolutely just love it because it's so valuable. So of course they share it, they love it, they listen intently, they take notes. That's just my belief. I decided that that's all I wanted to think about me, because you guys, I was in the drama of, oh my God, people don't like what I'm saying, and I would overthink everything, and it's such a miserable way to live. The whole point of having a fucking business is so that we can come here, shine, and be radiant, and share our wisdom, and like really serve the people that need to be served. Lorena says, yes, we do love watching you and learning from you. See what I mean? And like, that's just a decision that I made. And I don't give a fuck how many people show up to the live stream or not, because who knows who else is going to be watching it. So part of this is you have to let go of control, because when we enter the business world, so many people, so many teachers teach you about metrics and growing your list and being so heady about the whole thing. And it's all to give you a sense of control, a sense of, oh yeah, you are in control of your results, right? Sure, we can do things to create results, sure, but we can never be in full control of everything. So the tricky part about business is that we have to be willing to do everything we can, everything we want to, in order to create a result, but also release the control that we want to, that the illusion that we're controlling a result, because when we hold on so fucking tightly to engagement, numbers, metrics, views, fucking all of that, that literally shrinks you, and it's like you cannot, the overflow of clients just cannot come through, because you are literally, you've shrank energetically, and you're focusing on what you see, but I want you to focus in what you don't see. That is the game. Like, how was I able to make $2.5 million in 1 year, a few years ago, with a list of 2,500 people? 0 cents, but it's because I never gave a fuck about the metrics. I was not looking at how many subscribers I had. I wasn't looking at open rates. I wasn't looking at any of that. I wasn't looking at views at all. I was just focused on how can I show up radiantly, sharing what I need to share, speaking and going through the things that I'm going to tell you, and focus on the things that actually matter, that you have full control over. That is the vibe. That is the vibe that we want to, that's all that we can control. Okay, so I'm going to check the comments here. Good, 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 good. Okay, I don't know if there are more, so let me just click on the live stream here. And Here we go. So that I can have like full access to you guys' content. Okay, cool. So let's talk about let's talk about the things. Let's keep talking about the things. Okay, so I wrote things that I feel like are knowledge bombs. Write them down. Okay, so when we create posts and content and we have this mentality, you guys, like this mentality, this transactional mentality of like, you know, if you do it, if you engage, then I will create, right? That's us wanting to feel validated to create more. And we have to live above that. We have to completely live above that world. We have to decide that people love watching my content. People just love consuming what I create. Even if one person shows up, like it's about me living my motherfucking purpose and me sharing with the world what I know it's true, what I want to offer them, and everything else, I release control. I release control. I don't need to see and have the perfect funnel I don't need to have 100 people on a live stream in order to know that 10% are going to buy. Like the amount of times that people have shared live streams or have randomly share a story to their clients, and I don't even know how they just come to my world, and they do, and I don't have a big audience. Like I do not have a big audience. So I release control of how it needs to happen. Engagement is not the metric. And my belief is not no one's watching, but everyone loves what I say. People, maybe not everyone, but the people that I know need what I have to offer, love learning from me. And that's it. You just get to decide that that is it. That lurkers can lurk, and that lurking is not a problem. Like people can be lurking, and you don't need to worry about it. Like you don't have to make it a big deal. It's like, yeah, lurkers lurk. They're sophisticated buyers. Not a problem. My only job is to remember that they're there and that I get to speak to them, and that's it. Like I don't have to feel resentment towards them. Why aren't you engaging? Oh my God, that's like not a good, like why are you, like, you know, sometimes we feel like pissed. at our own audience. It's like I create all this content and you don't like it. Like we feel resentful, and that's just when you know you're not in an abundant state of just like really actually creating to for the people that are not showing up, the people that you don't see, right? Vibing, so true, so good. Okay, cool. Is this resonating? Give me a yes in the comments if this is resonating. I see your comments. Amazing. Okay, great. Oh my God, I know. You remember that. Okay, cool. So, last thing I want to tell you is that just because people resonate, I just feel so passionate about this because I want to really shift your minds around this engagement thing or like lurking, you know, this whole engagement thing. Just because people give you a like or comment or show up on your live stream or give you any kind of validation or engagement doesn't mean they're gonna buy. Like really, it doesn't mean anything. They might feel inspired by you and they might feel like, oh wow, I really like what she said. Let me give you like a comment and move on with their lives. They might never want to buy from you, right? So really, it's less about focusing on the engagement that you're getting in your content and more about getting engaged with your belief. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's so good. How can you let go of being obsessed with the engagement with your content and get super engaged with your belief that people love watching your shit, that people love learning from you? How can you create more engagement within yourself with the way that you think about you, the way you think about your clients? Get engaged with that conversation. That's the conversation that I love coaching my clients on, because that's the conversation that creates results without so much effort. It's shifting the way we think about our clients, the way we think about ourselves, and the way we think about what we sell. When we do that, literally everything changes because you show up from a different energy, because your beliefs are different, your feelings are different. You have a different experience of you. And that is that's where I feel the most engaged in my business consistently. Okay. All right, let's go to number 2. Who's ready for number 2? Who's ready for number 2? Let's do the damn thing. Yeah, Lorena says, no, it doesn't. It doesn't mean anything. Listen, number 2. Thing number 2 that it's keeping lurkers lurking. It's very practical. Let's get practical here. Your marketing message is not clear, my love. You are showing up. Maybe you already are doing that. You're like, Juliana, I'm showing up. You're vibing. People are watching. Maybe they're giving you comments. Maybe you got lots of engagement. People are like, you inspire me so much, right? Like, that we love when that happens. You inspire me so much. But what's happening is that it's not converting. It's not converting. And what that tells me is that your message isn't clear. So what I mean by that is you have the vibe, you have the belief, but is my internet gone? No, that's good. But you don't know how to communicate the value of your offer. You just don't. You're not clear on how to communicate the value of your offer in a really powerful way. And so you can totally be vibing, you can totally be sharing, you can totally be in the energy of like, yes, I believe in this, I believe in my clients, I believe, like, yay. But if you're still being unclear, and this is the message that I will go to my grave with, because I see it in so many clients that they elevate the way that they talk about their offer, and then clients are finally saying, oh, I get it. Oh, I get it. They go from seeing you as an inspirational like coach on the internet to seeing you as an actual solution to their problem. And that bridge happens when you clarify your message, when you actually learn how to communicate the value of what you do in a really clear way. And if you want support with that, I want to invite you to apply to the MAGNETIZE and MONETIZE Mastermind, because not only you get 3 months of supporting, clarifying your message, elevating your entire operating system to really elevate your belief about what's possible, how to attract premium clients, how to create a pre-qualification process, how to distribute your content in places where premium clients exist, and how to become a freaking master of sales, like trauma-informed sales, where people feel really comfortable making a decision to your premium package. Like, not only we do all of that in 3 months, but right now, you are also, is it, wait, do we have, yeah, I think we have 4 spots left that give you a bonus of a one-on-one call with me. So if you're like, listen, I love the group container, but I really want some one-on-one time with you, we have 4 spots left where you get a call with me, and we literally clean up, do like 3 months of work in like the amount of time that we have that call. Like the magic that I can do in 7 minutes. Like, I have clients here that probably could tell you that in just 7 minutes, 15 minutes, I just know how to articulate the message that you're trying to communicate. So many times people have told me like, oh my God, I've been trying to articulate this for the last 7 years and I just didn't know how to do it. And that's what we can do in just literally 1 call. Hi, how are you, Modern Gloss Boss? I love your name. So, we're talking about messaging. This is the second thing, right? So apply for the MAGNETIZE and MONETIZE Mastermind, because really that's where you're going to get your whole entire business elevated and transformed. And we're going to clarify your message. So that's thing number 2. Your message isn't clear. And there's 2 parts to this. When I say not clear, it's just vague. You are using words that just confuse people. Like, so many of my clients come and they're like such experts. They're doctors. They are, trauma informed. They're certified. They have a lot of knowledge and certification in like their corporate whatever, or they're very spiritual and they have their own language around it, and they don't know how to meet their ideal client where they're at, and so they're speaking with language that it's totally disconnecting you and the person. Maybe they're magnetized to you because your energy is a vibe, but they're not ready to be a yes to buy something. Is simply because you're not explaining the value of your offer clearly, right? You don't also have a method, a process that can give them a safety, that can make them feel safe to pay you to go through a specific pathway to get to the result that they want. So like this happened with one of my clients, Angie, a couple of weeks ago. She was really struggling. She made like 50 offers to premium clients, and she got 50 no's. And within the space of like a couple of weeks, this woman, we tweaked one thing. I just gave her one little piece of coaching to articulate the process, the pathway of her process, right? Like, how are you doing it? Because she was really committed to believing that she didn't have a process, that it was very customizable, blah, blah, blah. And I actually challenged her because I could see the process. She extracted this process, and every single call that she has been on since then has converted into a client, just because she knew how to talk about her offer in a really confident way, where it wasn't like, there was no wobbly energy. It was so clear, so crisp, so confident. So people started feeling that level of confidence. So if you don't feel confident in the way that you talk about your offer, we need to work together. Even if you already have an amazing offer and you want to elevate the price and really with conviction sell it at that price that you really want, that's what I help you with inside of the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, okay? So that's the one thing that I want to say about messaging. I mean, I have a couple more things here that I'm wondering if I want to share. So, oh yeah, basically kind of what I just said, that there's, you want to understand that people make decisions both logically and they also make decisions emotionally. So logically, you have to have a pathway. You have to design the pathway to get clients' results, right? Like, they need to know, how am I going to get from here to there? You can just be like, I'll just wing it. We'll help you. Don't worry. Like you have to have a pathway that's branded, that's clear, that's simple to explain, so that you feel comfortable explaining it, right? In live streams, in any type of content, reels, whatever that is, right? And on a logical perspective is also, how does your offer solve their problem, their immediate problems that they're thinking about? Like, because here's the thing, you guys, your brain, our brains, file other people that you meet, not under anything else but the problem that they solve for you, that they could solve for you. So if you're not being clear on what is the problem that you help people solve, that meets where their brain is at, that is simple and easy to understand, the thing that they're thinking about all of the time on their day-to-day. If you're not meeting them there, it doesn't matter how much amazing content you create and transformational and all the things, people are going to ignore it because it won't feel like a priority. Yes, Miranda, file the problem I help them solve. Yeah, so people file you in their brain based on the problem you help them solve. So if you are not clear on the problem you help them solve, if your content is vague and confusing and it's not actually clear and simple, then they're just gonna keep on scrolling. They're just gonna keep on scrolling and they'll be like, oh, that doesn't seem relevant to me. Meanwhile, you're like, this is so important. This is so relevant, right? So that's why we need to clean that up. We need to make it simple for them to understand it. We need to meet them where they're at. And then from an emotional level, it's so important that in your message, you really paint the picture of what is life gonna look like after they work with you. I don't think people do that enough. They really don't know fully how to make an offer. They don't know how to actually speak to the future of what's going to be created. They focus so much on just the offer or just the technicality of what's wrong, because they feel like doctors is like they give like a doctor assessment, but as patients, we don't give a fuck what the assessment is. Just tell me how to feel better, right? And that's how your clients also think. They just want a result, right? And so it's so important that you speak to what is their life going to look like after working with you, and write this down. Why is this the best time for them to join and to do this now? My laptop's dying, so let me connect it. Why is it that this is the best time? You need to get convinced on that, like quickly. You need to sell yourself on why this is the best time, because if you're having, like, if you're getting people on sales calls and they're like, oh yeah, maybe next time, oh yeah, maybe next time, oh yeah, then that's a reflection that you are thinking that maybe your work is not that much of a priority. So most important thing that you can do is really get grounded on, why is this the most important time? Like, why is tomorrow too late? Like, really, that's how I feel about the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind. Like, if you join tomorrow, too late. Like, you could join right now. You could get access to all the videos right away. Like, my clients who joined early, they've already made money and we haven't even started the coaching, right? Like, they've watched the videos and they already are literally making their money back. So I feel so convicted when I sit here and I do these live streams, when I talk to you, because I know it's the best thing that you can do for your business. Like, I have no doubt. I have zero doubt. And when I have zero doubt, that's how people buy from me. They have no doubt that it's going to work for them. They choose to believe this is going to work for me. I have the right coach in my corner. She's going to have my back, and I take responsibility for my results. This is the perfect, like match, right? Because I feel convicted about myself. I believe in me. I believe in them with unwavering certainty. Like I just believe in my clients so deeply that I know that once they get into my world, like magic fucking happens. And you don't have to believe me. You can go and check out all the testimonials, right? And that's the power of a really good coach. It's a coach that holds the belief so strongly that even in the days where you don't want to believe that it's possible, like you have no other option, because you have somebody who has unwavering certainty that what you want is possible. And like that's what we need when we are doubting ourselves. That's the most important thing that we need, because our brain is always going to tell us it's not going to happen, you know? Okay, let's go with the third. I had a fourth, but we got to skip one. We got to skip one. Okay, so the third mistake that people make that stops lurkers from becoming clients. And we're gonna get a little technical here, okay? So you're actually making it hard for people to be pre-qualified and feel pre-motivated to work with you. Let me explain that. Your sales path, so from marketing to sales, right? Because you have marketing, sales, and delivery, right? From marketing to sales, you don't have a clear path that actually holds people through the process of watching you, reading a thing, and then holding them every step of the way until they show up to that call with you. And that is what I call a pre-qualification process. And this is something that we build and I help you build inside of the MAGNETIZE and MONETIZE mastermind, because you have to understand and think about this as a buyer. Like when you feel like you are, okay, even curious, excited, wanting to book a call with somebody or wanting to apply to work with somebody or whatever, like there's a lot of feelings that come up, right? Like, is this the right time? Oh my God, am I doing it? There's already stuff that could be coming up as like doubts, even if they're tiny, right? And you want to make it so easy for people to feel certain in their decision. And there are things that you can implement in that pathway to create safety for the buyer, to create safety and certainty even before they show up to your call, even before they go to the checkout cart, right? Mostly I teach I'm not going to teach you how to do courses. So if you're looking and you're watching and you're like, can you help me scale my course? I don't do that. I focus on helping coaches attract premium clients. And so for that, the method is you do sales goals. So when you work with me, you will literally end up with at least 80% conversion rate. My clients have super high conversion rates. And we do that simply because of the way that I coach you to attune yourself to the person in front of you without pressure, without manipulation, without anything. It's simply asking amazing questions so that you know exactly how to attune to where they're at and create this environment of comfortability and safety so that they have space to process their emotions as they make this decision, okay? So that is my sales approach. How did I get there? Oh yes, because we were talking about sales. So let's say they're watching you. Point A, where you're not holding holding them in a really clear, safe space, is in the way you make an offer. Like the way you make your offer right now. And listen, I'm not gonna judge you because I've done it before too. But it's kind of like ghosting and posting. It's kind of like you write this whole post, or you do this whole reel, you do whatever, and then when you do, it's like, okay, if you want more, send me a DM, bye, and then you just ghost. Like at the end of your post, like there's only one tiny little line that says like, send me a DM if you want more. Like, you guys, or at the end of your live streams, like you do this live stream and it's full of value and you're showing a vibe and all the things, and you just make an offer at the very end, and it's like, okay, well, if this was that helpful, book a call with me and talk to you later, bye. You know what I mean? Like that is not a way to hold somebody through a buyer process, right? Like notice the way that I've done this live stream. How many times have I already talked about the MAGNETIZE and MONETIZE mastermind? Notice my energy about it. Notice how, my cleaning ladies just arrived. So I have to go soon and we're going to wrap up. But notice that I have been talking about it all throughout, and I feel so confident about what I'm saying because I believe in it, right? I have created I've been holding your attention and giving you reasons to feel safe if you do decide to join, or if you never buy from me ever again, or whatever. You're gonna learn so much, and you're gonna know, oh, if I want to work with her in the future, I know exactly what to do, right? So step one is, is your actual content having a clear offer? Do you know how to write really powerful offers that actually inspire people to reach out to you, right? Or are you kind of posting and ghosting with your offer? Are you leaving the offer to like the very last line? Like that we need to talk about that. Like join Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, because we teach you exactly how to write content that inspires people to raise their hands so that they're coming to you instead of you having to be chasing people down the freaking rabbit hole. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, the next thing to really have people show up pre-motivated and pre-qualified is really taking up space when you make an offer. Similar to what I was saying before. Like, you really want to take up space, because when you take up space, it might feel uncomfortable for you to be talking about, what you sell, and it totally makes sense. But pausing and really speaking to that one lurker, that one person that's like ready to go, right? If you think, oh my God, there's just too many people. If you start thinking there's just too many people reading, too many people watching, my mom, my friend, my this and that, who knows what, oh my God, and you get into your panties in a knot, because you're thinking about all of the people instead of just focusing on like right now or tomorrow. There will be one person that is going to be watching this and listening to this, and I'm not going to rush through explaining what it is that I can help them with. I'm not going to rush. Why rushing? Pause. Sit on your throne. Be like, listen, let me tell you about why it's so important for you to transform this area of your life. Like, really take a minute. People get so scared and then they just like rush to the offer. And what I want you to know is that that's the most important part, for you to slow down. Slow down. And it might feel uncomfortable, but you're giving people a moment to catch up with their emotions. You're giving them information. They're feeling feelings. And when you pause, when you learn how to actually, take them on a journey, on an emotional and logical journey, to really have them feel like this is the right thing for me. When you do that, your conversions are going to go so much higher, because your lurker is going to feel seen, understood, and is going to have all the information that they need in order to make a powerful decision. Okay? So take up space. Take up space when you make your offer. Don't do what I just said to do. Don't do what I said that people mostly do, like randomly say like, send me a DM, bye. Like, you got to really actually give people sufficient meat and potatoes in order for them to know what they're getting themselves into. Okay. And the last thing that I want to say is, what is the path that you have? Again, the pre-qualification process is so important. So like, for example, notice how I'm saying, if you want to join, or if you're ready to join the, love you too, Saliha. If you're ready to join the Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind, so here's your next step. Go to the link in my bio and fill out the application. And by the way, this is how I actually want you to know. So when you fill the application, you are going to be asked really deep questions, and I read that application like thoroughly. So I want you to be super thorough with your answers, because that tells me everything about your business. Okay. You're going to be asked to put a $500 deposit. Why? Because we get an overflow of applications, and I had to stop all these overflow of applications to only down to the people who were highly committed. Okay. And so that $500 deposit is refundable. So when I read your application, if I feel like you're a fit, then that's going to go towards the investment. And if I feel like you're not a fit, it's going to be refunded back to you. Okay. And I've had many people who have applied, they're not a fit, they get the refund, all good, right? I only invite you if I know you're going to crush it, because I have a reputation of having amazing clients results, and I am intentionally deciding to keep it that way. And the way that begins is by me being in full integrity with the people that I accept in the program. I don't just want, I rather have less clients than a bunch of people that are not actually the right clients and are not going to get the results that we're talking about. So You apply, you get an acceptance email, and then within the 48 hours, you can pay within 48 hours to get the bonuses. And then you're in and you get instant access to all the videos that can start, where I teach you literally how to make your money back, how to guarantee your own results, and how to start elevating the quality of clients that you attract right away, like instantly, even before the coaching begins. And I gotta tell you that people who join early get the best results. I don't know why. No, actually, I do know why, because they let the content sit in their bones for longer. Like I already have clients who joined like a couple of months ago, and they've made like 55K in contracts, 13K in 1 week, just like even just watching the videos, right? So you get access to all of that. That's why right now is the most important. Like this is the time to apply. Okay, it's time to apply. If you really feel like you want to have a chat with somebody, then you can ask for that, and then one of my former students, who Ellie, she's gonna have a conversation with you to ask you to answer all of your questions, anything you need. But really, send me a voice message, because a lot of those questions normally are simple to answer. So you can just send me a voice message, and I'm super happy to answer any questions you might have. All right, my loves. So do you notice how easy I made it for all of y'all to like feel safe in the path that you need to take, right? I'm leading by example, But if you don't know how to do that, if you don't know even what your path is, like what is your sales path, then I really want to invite you to apply, because we create that for you. A path that feels aligned, a sales process that feels delicious, like a sales process where you feel like, oh my God, this actually, if I look forward to it, that is what I want for you. It shouldn't be any other way. And that is the way my clients end up creating their big launches, their launches and their when they enroll clients in their one-on-one program. Like we just create something that they love and that they feel really comfortable executing. And so that's all I have for you today. Go ahead and apply, and I love you all. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. That is such a simple way to say that. Yeah, exactly. All right, my loves, I will see you next week. Have an amazing rest of your day, and